you. So if you're not aware, your brother Umar Johnson went to court today, and everything seems to be going pretty good for the brother. There's still a lot of questions out there from a lot of people, and I listened and watched a few videos that are already up. Give it a time, give it a time. There's going to be all kind of people falling about the bushes in a minute, talking about this man, Umar Johnson. Now, if you listen to my previous videos, you'll see I never tore them down. I just had questions, just like anybody else. People still have questions now, and I heard one, and it was kind of significant. And somebody was talking about, they was questioning him about clinical psychology and license. And he threw in there that, yes, he's a clinical psychologist, but he cannot practice his clinical psychology work without a clinical psychologist administering his work. Yeah, I know. Just as hard as it took me as hard as that was to say, that's hard to break down at the same time. So basically, he doesn't have license to do the clinical psychology work, but he can administer clinical psychology with another licensed clinical psychologist. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But that kind of threw me for a loop too. I said, the whole license situation is going to become the next problem in this situation for Umar Johnson. Because people are going to start questioning, your degrees a little further, saying, why don't you have license? And who's around or who's helping you administer these clinical psychology works? Who is it? White man? I'm not calling you a white man, but I'm saying, who is it? Who's helping you? And the questions are going to go deep. That's why I said, this is like what you call the tearing down of a man in America, a black man in America. Because people aren't going to stop just because he's had a victory. And it's not even a victory. This was just a hearing. So this was just the main surface of something that's going to go a little deeper and deeper as we proceed. Because now they're going to bring up stuff about fraud, about his psychology work, and they're going to dig deep and see people that he administered psychology work on without his license. That's what they're going for next. Mark my damn words. It's never the end. Oh no, not that easy. So that's the question on the table today. I'm not going to make this video long. I'm just going to give you guys little snippets of what I think. I had a great response. I got like 13 comments. That's all I need. Because listen, I'm not asking you for no AdSense. I'm not asking you for no money. All I'm asking you to do is comment and tell me what you think. Maybe I might be off. But I'm telling you, near future, look for the things that I just said. Because, you see, the surface is only the surface, people. We're living in a real abstract world. Things are deep, hidden agendas and everything. This was just surface. It's deeper. Trust me. The courts wouldn't waste their time. They got tricks up their sleeves. They just want to see where he's at. He's going to be dragged back in court, and there's going to be questions asked on his works. Yeah, he has the degrees in this and the degrees in that, but him saying that he doesn't have license in these fields of work, that's what they're going to play on in the future. Because think about it. You need a license to drive. You can drive, but you're supposed to have a license up under government laws. You're supposed to have license to cut hair. Please. There's barbers that cut my hair way, way, way better than a licensed barber. But I know you're saying to yourself, man, you're not making any sense. You're right. I'm not. Because we're not talking about cutting hair now. We're talking about psychology. See, this ain't our shit. You can't take the white man shit and make it your shit. Now, they didn't come up with no psychology and doctoring. You know, these are old, ancient works. But see, they put the whole license term on it so everybody couldn't do it. You know, and only specific people with criterias can do it. So the way that Umar word stuff, the word play is going to hurt him. Clinical psychology, you know, that's kind of killing him, because people are like, wait a minute, I could have sworn he said he had degrees in this, degrees in that, clinical psychology. He can break down and diagnose ADHD, ADD, and he said so much that people start getting confused. They only hear what's on the surface. But what I'm telling you is the courts break things down to get deeper, to see what he's actually doing. And like I said, everybody doesn't listen. They only listen to what they hear. Sometimes you got to break stuff down. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not the dumbest person in the world either. That's why I'm still talking, because some people in this world are dumb as hell. But if you're watching my channel and you're subscribed, I'm not talking about you. You're smart as hell. But no, see, the whole license situation, that's the problem now. The whole license. You're going to have people saying, well, I thought you was licensed to do all of this. Because, again, people only listen to stuff they hear on the surface. When a person starts throwing degrees out there, clinical studies, psychology, breaking down ADHD, I went to school here, I went to school here, I went to school there, I went to school there, I went to Africa, I went to Jerusalem, I went to Bethlehem, I went to Mars, I went to damn Jupiter, and all of this other shit. You get confused, and the only thing they didn't hear was license. But they wasn't listening for license. But now that license is bought up and you don't have license is going to be the next thing. See, wordplay is a motherfucker, because they do it all the time in government and in politics. Wordplay. And again, I am not tearing Umar Johnson down at all, man. But I have a point of view. My listeners have a point of view, and everybody else in this world has a point of view. The license situation is going to become the next problem. They're going to figure out a way to keep him from doing what he needs to do, because he doesn't have a license to do it. See, when you open up a can of worms, a lot of people don't know that term. And I don't know if I have younger people or older people listening to my videos, but when you open a can of worms, you can't close them, because the worms are trying to get out. So you're going to close them. You're going to be cutting worms in half and shit, trying to twist the top on them. They're going to be screaming, ah! And you're not going to be able to put the damn top back on them. So that didn't make too much sense to people. But anyway, it's going to become a problem, because, like he said, he can do the clinical study diagnosis, but he has to have somebody standing there with license. Who's that person that's administering you doing what you're doing? So basically, you're a substitute clinical psychologist. Damn, that was kind of good. But listen, I don't want people to think I'm on here hating, because the first thing you get, oh, bro, you're a hater, man. He won, man. He won his case. And what I'm saying, no, man, that's preliminary, man. He didn't win. A lot of other stuff was at hand. It just didn't come out in this court case or this preliminary hearing. It didn't come out. You didn't hear too much about fraud, where's the money, and all this other stuff that was at question. See, everybody, including myself, I would say that yes, we are kind of digging, because you have to dig in order to get to the bottom of anything. So, like I said, if I did say, I'm not going to make this too long. I just wanted to give my viewpoint, and I appreciate those 13 people. You know who you are. Those 13 people that left comments in my comment section on the last video. Some of them was negative. No problem. But the ones that rock with me, check me out. Leave 13 more comments. I'm not here for your money. I'm not here for the AdSense. My videos come straight on, and we get on. And I appreciate y'all, man. I'm a very humble, appreciative person that has to say what I need to say. Some people feel me, and that's why nobody should keep their mouth closed in this world. You say, I'm going to keep my mouth closed because I don't want people to think that I'm against Umar. I told you from the jump street, I'm never going to take one side. I'm not going to jump on Tariq Nasheed's side because he seems to make the most sense. Sometimes it's the people that make the most sense that don't make the most sense. So you got to kind of gauge yourself in between both situations. Come up with your own mind frame. So that's what I'm building my channel to be. You know, people that feel where I'm coming from. So, yo, listen. To some people, I make the most sense. So some people say, hey, he has a viewpoint. Some people say this is a nigga with a puppet. Yeah, that's what they saying. A nigga with a puppet that just running his damn mouth trying to get views. As you can see, it's not about views because I don't get many. But the point of view is the point of view.